Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Stephen Vogt and the Guardians tonight, presented by Progressive. Stephen Kwan is in center field leading it off. Chase DeLauder back in the lineup. He'll DH and bat second. Then Jose Ramirez hits third. Kyle Manzardo, George Valera activated off the injured list. He's hitting fifth. Angel Martinez is sixth. Then Daniel Schneemann, Bo Naylor behind the dish, and Brian Rocchio batting ninth.
Michael McGreevy making the start for St. Louis, his first time facing the Guardians. 6'4", 230-pounder. He's not a strikeout pitcher. He has very good control. He's only walked 2 hitters in his 16 2/3. He's going to make you put the ball in play. So you've got to have some good at-bats and maybe stay on the baseball and see what he has to offer tonight. The defense behind him looks like this. Sagasi is in left field. Scott is in center. Walker over in right. Arias is the third baseman. Wynn is at short. Weatherholt the second baseman. Burleson at first. Herrera doing the catching.
Roberto Ortiz will call the balls and strikes. Alex McKay is at first base. Alan Porter, the crew chief, down at second. And Jim Wolf is over at third. Guardians commit tonight 10-7 on the year. St. Louis has dropped 3 in a row. They're at the break-even mark at 8-8. Guardians begin the day tied for the top spot in the AL Central with, I'd have to say, the surprising Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, they've been scoring a ton of runs.
Michael McGreevy into the windup. Tonight's first pitch. It is a fastball strike. .84 degrees, our game time temperature. And Kwan takes another fastball in there for a strike.
This is a guy that you'd like to play behind because he's around home plate, and the hitters are going to be aggressive and have to put the ball in play, so they will be ready to go.
The 0-2 ripped down the right field line, but he hooked it foul. So a good sign early for St. Louis, and that Michael McGreevy's fastball velocity is back to where it was a year ago. He averaged 93 miles an hour on his four-seam fastball a season ago. His first couple of starts this year, that fastball velo was down to just 90 miles an hour. And he said, hey, don't think that I'm not staying up late at night trying to figure it out. He said, I think it's a lot of matter of my mechanics. Just haven't seemed to be in line with where they need to be. But whatever tinkering and adjusting that he has done, it seems to be paying off, at least here in the early going, Arch.
Well, he made 16 starts for him last year.
And a bouncing ball to short. Mason Wynn with that cannon throws him out. Keys to the game are brought to you by Toyota. Score first. That's always been a mantra for Cleveland. I think because the pitching has been so good, in particular when you can take the lead and hand it to that bullpen late, that gives them a great chance to win ball games. And, you know, they're off to a good start this year. They're 6-2 when they score first. The irony here is they are playing the only team in Major League Baseball who is still undefeated when they score first. The St. Louis Cardinals are a perfect 6-0 this year. So that first run, very important to both teams.
Yes, it is.
Chase DeLauder, good eye at the plate, takes down low, 1-1.
Yeah, they scored in the first inning last night on a solo home run from Martinez, but St. Louis came right back and put one on the board. They did that 3 times last night, except we were able to put some crooked numbers on the board later.
Martinez hit that home run last night out of the 2-hole, but DeLauder getting that spot in the order with the right-hander on the hill tonight. Chase is third in the American League in slugging percentage and OPS, fifth in extra base hits. He has 9 of them. You know, it's funny, Rick, he came out of the gates and it was like all this guy does is hit home runs. Well, now all he's doing is hitting doubles in 4 straight games.
Well, he's got that pop. I mean, he keeps it, line drives into the gap. He uses the whole field, which certainly helps him.
3-1, foul back. And a full count.
I think his eyes impressed all of us early on in seeing him. But right there in that instance, he looked back after that swing and he said, was that a ball? Was that down low?
Yeah.
The umpire shook his head. It tells you he has a really good feel for the strike zone for a young player.
Well, when you get into a hitter's count like
Right.
that, Andre, you want to make sure you swing at that pitch that's in your zone. And he got one right there.
Looping it the other way. Long run for the left fielder, Sajasi, but he's in there to make the grab. 2 down. So that brings up Jose Ramirez. Having a good road trip.
Well, he's getting close. He's got that line drive stroke coming.
7 hits in his last 5 games. And as you pointed out last night, he's one of those guys that always finds something to do to help his team win a game, even if maybe he's not swinging the bat well. Last night, the stolen base, 2 of them. He's now 7th. I mean, he has 7 stolen bases on the year. That's second most in the American League.
That's the amazing thing to me, Matt. Over the last few years, the older he gets, he's been in the top 3 of stolen bases every year.
Yeah, it's incredible. He just keeps right on running.
The 0-2. And McGreevy, this is low and away.
Arch, but he told us in Atlanta, he goes, the older I've gotten, the better I take care of myself in the offseason, is why he thinks he can still run the way he does.
You know, he's just got a feel for it. Certain counts, he knows, and a lot of times he'll go early, go on the first pitch.
The 1-2. I always think back to his first game in the big leagues when Tito said he was all over the place. You know, he was running like his hair was on fire. I think now, yeah, sure, we all lose a step with each year as we get a little bit older, but he's so much smarter now, and I think he gets better jumps. He can read pitchers.
Arch never lost a step.
Well, yeah, oh yeah.
He looked pretty good. He was moving pretty good down the sidewalks in Little Italy.
I know,
I'll tell you
man.
that.
I love that video. I really did. I mean that. That was fun to see.
You should see the size of the houses. They were tiny.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Drilled foul on the right side. It was really neat when we were filming earlier today. We ran into, we were standing right out in front of Yogi Berra's childhood home, and his niece still owns that home to this day.
Uses as a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
She said she's going to be watching our feed tonight.
Oh, drilled to deep right field. If it's fair, it's gone. Goodbye. Jose Ramirez gives Cleveland a 1-0 lead with his 3rd home run of the season. And for the 2nd night in a row, the Guardians get a solo homer in the 1st.
Well, he kept messing around on the inside part of the plate. He fouled one off a pitch or so before, but he didn't miss this one. It looked like it was a breaking ball, but he got on top of it. Unless he tried to sneak one by him inside and Jose was ready for it. He realizes how quick he is inside.
The night of the long table.
Could you imagine him in medieval times?
I think he'd have fit right in that era.
Let's check out the fastball. There it was. He went the middle of the plate. He didn't get it in. And boy, he turned on it quickly and he knew it. Sort of like 1st inning home runs when you go on the road.
Well, again, that first run, we talked about it. So important between these 2 clubs. Wow. Barrel City.
That's and that's on top of a high fastball. That's what good hitters are able to do.
Yeah, I think Jose would have been pretty slick in Game of Thrones.
I'd take him on my team.
I'd take him.
Manzardo pops one up on the infield to end the top half of the 1st, but Jose Ramirez has Cleveland on top early.
Left-hander Joey Cantillo making his 4th start of the year, his very first start against St. Louis. He's off to a good start. He's pitched 14 2/3 innings, 7 walks, 20 strikeouts. He's got the fastball, slider, curveball, and a great change. 4 interleague starts. He's 0-1, but a nice 2.65 ERA.
J.J. Weatherholt stands in to lead it off for St. Louis, and he got caught in between, and it's strike 1. It's a good fastball. Usually you don't get caught in between on a fastball.
Not first pitch.
Right? Usually you're sitting on a first pitch fastball and you just kind of let it rip if it's there, but maybe it had a little cutting action and it just caught him by surprise. This guy, J.J. Weatherholt, Arch, tell me what this means to you as a rookie. And now, granted, everything with a grain of salt because we're just a couple of weeks into the season, but he is #1 among Major League rookies in pitches taken. Can you be too passive, or is that maybe just the sign of a guy with a really good eye?
He's got confidence in his strike zone, and you know what? He's seeing guys for the first time, so he wants to get a look maybe where they're throwing a baseball from, just to build a little information instead of going up and maybe making an out on the first pitch.
Well, he watched that one go by. Another good fastball.
He may change it next at bat. He may try and get after it.
Here's the rest of Oliver Marmol's starting lineup for St. Louis. Ivan Herrera, the catcher, in the 2-hole. Then Alec Burleson bats 3rd. Jordan Walker, man, is he on some kind of tear. He hits cleanup. Ramon Urias is 5th. Mason Wynn batting 6th. Joel Pozo, the DH, is 7th. And Thomas Sajazi and Victor Scott batting 9th. This is a guy with a good eye. 2nd in the National League with 14 walks already this year. And look at that weird swing on the first pitch. Wow. Another fastball.
Yeah,
2 hitters in a row.
It looked like it was in slow motion. Watch this swing. The ball's by him and in the glove, and then he swings.
Like they're not picking it up.
That's exactly what it has to be.
Backs him up 1-on-1. Herrera, a right-handed batter, but so far southpaws have given him fits. He's 3 for 19 against lefties.
Well, you saw him against Williams last night. He likes taking the ball the other way. Maybe he likes it going away from him as opposed to coming into him.
Tops that foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I guess, you know, at the very least, a couple of batters into the game, it's good to see him getting that fastball in the strike zone because we know how well his changeup plays off of that.
That first time through, he's never faced him before. If you can establish that fastball both in and out, you know that's going to help you down the road before they even see any of your off-speed pitches. But there you go.
Well, he got into that one, and Herrera did not miss it.
Well, now that tells me maybe that first pitch he was looking for was for a changeup, and I think that's the pitch he hit out of the ballpark, and he was all over that one. So they come right back, and they have an answer for him, the second hitter. Last night it took it 3 singles to get on the board, and here's the changeup from Cantillo, and it was middle of the plate, and boy, he did not miss it. Home run #1.
I think you're on it. I think they went up there early, and they're sitting changeup.
Might have been sitting changeup because it's his best pitch.
Changeup a couple of times, and oh, it's a fastball, and they got fooled. So maybe Bo and Joey use that information to kind of, let's just stay with the fastball here early going. Alec Burleson. Two for 5 with a double and a run batted in last night. He's knocked in a dozen for St. Louis so far. And Joey, there you go. Stay with that fastball.
Yeah, it looks like they could be, but the way we saw the two swings from the first two hitters has to tell me that they might have been looking for his changeup early. And that's a game plan that they will get together before going out there.
Hey, we thought they had a good game plan in the first inning against Gavin last night as well.
Yeah,
They had a good plan,
but adjustments were made.
Yes.
In the air, shallow right. Schneemann, the second baseman, is out. Keeps those feet moving and backpedaling. He makes the catch. That was in the air a long time. 2 down. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Jordan Walker. He leads the majors with 8 home runs. 7 of those have come during his 9-game hitting streak.
Yeah, this kid has been on fire. 23 years old, settling in. We talked about it last night that last year a lot of ground balls, and they wanted him to, try and do something different and hit more balls in the air, and it was easier said than done because he struggled last year.
Arch, he's using your game plan. When he gets up there, he says he's thinking about nothing.
Bingo.
So he's taking the brain out of the head.
Well, you trust your work you put into it. And here's
Right.
last night, he gets a slider, and you make a mistake with one, and that ball did not take long to get out. Look at, he gets the front foot down, and I mean just follows through, and it's a big, strong young man. And he can take it out of any part of the ballpark. He had, what, 6 home runs all last year in 111 games.
Swing and a miss. And
Umpire took that.
Went off the mask of Roberto Ortiz, home plate umpire. I guess
Yeah,
he just
that's
did get a
just
little
it.
piece of that, yeah.
Just a deflection right off the bat into the mask.
A direct hit.
Just needs a little while to maybe see it double.
I was going to wear stars. Sometimes you see those white streaks, white flashes.
Yeah, it's the same thing the catchers take on foul tips going into the mask. They need a little time to recover.
Crew chief Alan Porter immediately to Roberto Ortiz's left, and Jim Wolf, now who had the plate last night, is also checking in on him. Looks like he's gonna give it a go for now. Now we've seen this in the past too, whether it's a catcher or an umpire. Initially, maybe you stay in there, and then maybe an inning later, you say, it's not getting any better.
They'll keep an eye on him in between innings every time. The trainers will be out to double check on him. There's no question about it. But he says he's going to stay in there, and so you got 2 outs, get that 3rd out, and maybe he'll have a break, and they'll come out and see him again.
I've had Hedgie tell me that. He says, your adrenaline's going, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna be all right. And he goes, then you go sit down, and it doesn't go away, and that kind of scares you a little bit.
Well, meanwhile, 2-2 count for Jordan Walker. And he takes time out. Didn't have enough time, evidently, during the delay. Now the 2-2. And a full count. Topped it foul. You talked about 6 home runs a year ago. I mean, there were a lot of people wondering, man, was he a flash in the pan? Is he a flop? I think, to your point, he let people maybe just get inside his head. You know, lift the ball, hit more balls in the air, and suddenly you're thinking rather than just swinging.
Yeah.
Long stretch by Manzardo. He pulls it in, and the side is retired. A couple of solo homers in the first, and we're tied at 1 after 1. 1-1 our score as we go to the second inning. Umpires checked on Roberto Ortiz at the conclusion of the bottom of the first. George Valera leads off the second for Cleveland. Activated off the injured list after suffering a left calf strain in spring training. Played 8 games at AAA for Columbus. Hit .294 with a couple of homers and drove in a dozen.
Matt, before the game, George was telling me how excited he is to be in the lineup with Chase DeLauter. So they spent a lot of time out in Arizona in the summers and kind of dreamed about this when a lot of people had kind of written them off because of their injuries. He says he feels like they've pushed each other to get to this moment. Yeah. So he appreciates it. They both do.
Well, you know, you get down there, you get on a rehab, and you're thinking, man, I got to work hard to get back, and it's nice to get back to this level and have somebody to share it with that you've been through a lot with.
I love what he told me, though. He said, Arch, he goes, I'm just glad people are getting to see the Chase DeLauter that we've all been able to watch on those backfields. He's like, it's real. That's what he does.
George lines it in and out of the glove of third baseman Ramon Urias, but he recovers in time to throw him out. Bet365 betting odds. Angel Martinez, over his last 6 games, has a dozen hits, batting at a .462 clip.
Yeah, he's been swinging it very well. Seems like it's a couple of hits a night for him. Isn't it funny? The more you get playing, the more gear you start wearing. See, he's got his knee covered. He's got that foul off the front foot. He's got the elbow pad on. You got to prepare yourself, man. You beat yourself up here.
1 ball, 1 strike.
They want to come down and in that back knee.
Well, you know, you were talking about adrenaline, Andre, and I could see when Angel got hit by the fastball on that back knee. I could see how, okay, you tough your way through that. Yeah, adrenaline just takes over. You push your way. Then you get hit again the next day in the same spot.
Yes,
right.
And I mean, I don't know how you power through that, because anybody that slammed their hand in a car door or hit their thumb with a hammer, you do that again the next day, and you're not coming back for that one.
You give up.
Well, they went right back in there. They wanted to try that, and that last pitch that was down and in, he just fouled off. That was in off the plate. Came right back with a changeup to get him out front. You could see they had him fooled, and this is how McGreevy pitches, man. He changes speeds, moves it in and out, gets you to put the ball in play with some soft contact. There's a little cutter. You see the curveball. He's got a changeup. Got a nice fastball.
Schnee told me last night that those at bats against Chris Sale, he says, I can go against any lefty after I saw that.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anybody that can throw across their body.
That's a scariest one.
Hit high in the air. Deep right center field. Walker, the right fielder, is back. He's out of room. It's out of here. Daniel Schneemann retaliates for the Guardians, and they go back in front 2-1. His first homer of the season. Well, he's been swinging a pretty good bat. Came in hitting .280 over his last 8 ball games. And I would say
He picks up his own bat on the way back.
That a boy.
hey,
He doesn't want anybody to touch him.
BYOB, bring your own bat, boy.
baby.
Now Bo Naylor.
Matt, I was telling you last night, we were talking about how many runs were scored, how many double-digit games we saw. There were 10 Major League games last night. They averaged 14.4 runs a game. It's the most runs per game on a single day in at least 10 games since July 18th, 1936.
Wow. And it's April.
Right.
Well, we're playing 2-out homers tonight on our side. They got one.
Well, this is our second Baja Blast of the road trip.
Fastball up.
424-foot home run means baseball
Wow.
fans score 2. Unlock your free 20-ounce Baja Blast by registering now at BajaBlastHomeRuns.com. Bo Naylor rips one past J.J. Weatherholt. And back-to-back 2-out hits keep the inning alive for Cleveland as Bo Naylor, a sharp single.
All right, he gets into the party early. It's a breaking ball, middle of the plate. Took advantage of it, put it in play. Gets it over the head. Weatherholt at second. So 3 hits so far through the first 8 batters.
Brian Rocchio. Rocchio went deep for the second time this year in last night's ball game.
Arch, the manager, is liking Rocchio in that 9-hole because he's
Yes.
been taking so many pitches and getting the top of the order
Well,
going.
that's what he said. Get on base for the top of the order, and you create a little havoc out there. And he has been much more patient. He's put together a pretty good eye, and he hasn't panicked if he falls behind in the count 0-2. He's still been able to do some damage.
He's been a lot better when he's had some traffic.
Yeah, he likes guys.
350 batting average with men on base.
Well, he wants his opportunities with runners on too.
Right.
Everybody does.
Well, at 2-0 count, he let it rip. Now let's see if he makes an adjustment. 2-1. Throw over has Bo back.
Well, if anything, he's probably thinking that's going to be a hit and run count 2-1 if they want to start a runner, but we don't hit and run a whole lot.
And that's a big reason why
Change it.
right there. Rocchio's not. You would think as a 9-hole hitter he would profile more as a contact type hitter, but he has a big swing at times.
Yeah, and you knew after the 2-0 he threw him a fastball, he was going to throw something off speed. At least you would think so. Yeah, guys nowadays, they swing and they swing hard. They don't swing to put it in play. That's why not many teams hit and run. It's a thing of the past. But when it works, it looks pretty.
And it's not one of those things you can kind of do some of the time, right?
No, no.
If you don't have that approach constantly.
What happens is guys, they may try and steal a little bit, and then the guy will swing the bat, and if it works, it looks beautiful. But the hit and run can, if you have the right guys at the plate and on base, it works to a T. But you got to put the ball on the ground. You don't have to swing it and hit it in the air. We hit a lot of fly balls as a team.
We saw it in Atlanta. It was executed perfectly. It was a high fastball. I forget the hitter, right-handed hitter. He just stayed on top of it, banged it right through the right side of the infield. Just
it looks nice.
Textbook.
Yeah, it looks nice when you do it.
2-2 pitch, and Rocchio swings through it. So a strikeout for McGreevy, his first. But the Guardians with solo homers in each of the first 2 innings, have regained the lead 2-1.
Well, the Guardians return home for a 4-game series against the Orioles. That'll be Thursday through Sunday, and all the bleacher and upper level tickets are just $20. And this offer is available through midnight on Wednesday. So if you want the tickets, get them now. Go to CLEGuardians.com.
2-1 Cleveland on top. Ramon Urias leads off the bottom of the second for St. Louis. Urias spent most of his career with Baltimore, dealt to Houston last year.
Yeah, I was going to say we've seen him with a couple of different teams.
He will always hold Cleveland very near and dear to his heart because he hit a home run in his first career game against Cleveland back in 2021.
Never forget it.
That's a good pitch in there, 3-0. That is a strike for Cantillo. And he lost him, ball 4. Leadoff man aboard from St. Louis. Injury report brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Baltimore Orioles manager Craig Albernaz, former bench coach for Stephen Vogt in Cleveland. He was struck by a foul ball from one of his own hitters. You can see him try to turn out of the way.
But it still got him.
He suffered a broken jaw and 7 facial fractures because of that foul ball off the bat of Jeremiah Jackson. He quickly went to the clubhouse and was attended to by the trainers, but tell you what, he is one tough son of a gun. He came back and finished the game in the manager, and he's going to have to eat baby food for
6 weeks.
Man. Yeah, it's going to be a tough go for him, but
he's managing tonight. I just looked over. He's in the dugout again.
Yeah, he came back last night. So.
And Matt, the story, the kid that ends up fouling the ball ends up in a grand slam. Then it's another home run in the game. It was a heck of a story.
They had a heck of a comeback.
Yes, they did.
well, all of a sudden Joey Cantillo is having a tough time finding the strike zone.
This is where he has to be aggressive. He's throwing a lot of off-speed pitches that he's not commanding, and he's got to get back to establishing that fastball. Get ahead, pitch from in front. So much easier.
That's in there at a full count. Mason Wynn has reached base in each of his last 6 plate appearances. He had 3 walks plus a double last night. And then he reached in his previous 2 plate appearances in their last game against Boston. Here's the payoff. Strike 3 called, throw down to second. Oh, it's a perfect throw, and they got him. Strike him out, throw him out, double play.
That's the problem you face when you got the left-hander on the mound and a base runner. If you want to start him, you're thinking the guy's going to put the ball in play because he's been swinging the bat very well. But he goes right there with a fastball that locks him up, and he throws him out by plenty. So they do him a favor, strike him out, throw him out, clear the bases.
It does make you wonder, as well as Mason Wynn has been seeing the ball, how do you take one like that?
I don't know, unless he was looking for the changeup. And we think that some of these guys are sitting on the changeup, and they're forcing him to throw his fastball, but they didn't swing at it. And we've seen some bad swings at his fastball early.
Right fielder George Valera makes the catch. And what looked like potentially a troubling inning for Joey Cantillo fizzles in a hurry. And the Guardians lead it 2-1. Isn't that amazing when you think about your career that they have bases that have little tags on them for this specific series?
Yeah.
How many How many bases do you suppose the Bossards went through in their day?
Oh, about
They
well,
probably-
162 games, 4.
I was going to say they didn't swap them out or
No.
Hey Rick, here's a base. You just had your 200th stolen base of your career. Have one.
Tell me you don't got any bases at home?
No. No, if I wanted, I would have really had to steal them. I would have had to break in.
You were capable.
Yeah, oh, that's true, too.
Stephen Quad taking a strike grounded out his first time up.
But these are the big bases now compared to what they were a couple of years ago.
Pizza boxes is what you called them a couple
Yes.
years ago.
But the thing about a big league base,
They're hard.
oh my goodness! Like the
Huh?
first time you grab one or hold one or see one, like those things are rock hard.
Yes, they are.
And they would tear your skin. If you slid over the top of that without a glove, it'd tear your skin.
That's what I'm saying. You go in there with a knee and your knee catches a corner of that base, you're going to be hurting for a while.
Quan slaps one to center. Right there is Victor Scott. One down. And that'll bring up Chase DeLauder. Fly to left his first time up. You know, the one thing about McGreevy, that velocity issue that he dealt with first couple of starts, it's almost like, I think the way listening to him talk about it, almost like one of those blessings in disguise, because okay, maybe you don't have enough to pump it by him, so let's find a different way. So you start tinkering, you start mixing in other pitches, you start thinking and pitching as opposed to let me just.
How many pitchers do you think go out there and they look at that scoreboard, how they're throwing, you know, and they say.
They all do now. They tell me. They all do.
Sure they do. And I'm thinking they look up there and they're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not throwing hard enough maybe to get it by him or something like that. But I know what you're saying. It's a location of, or, you know, just keep them off balance.
Well, I know nowadays things are a little bit different, but there was a time where I'm sure there were pitchers. I don't know if I trust the in-parks radar gun.
True.
Right. That's a good point.
As you've always said, the hitter will tell you what your stuff is on a given day.
Yeah.
If they're swinging and missing,
Yes.
your stuff's really good. If they're hitting it to the outfield warning track, you better make an adjustment.
Matt, that makes perfect sense. But you know as well as I do, they have numbers on everything they do now. They, you know, when they throw in the bullpen, they know what, you know.
Instant feedback, right?
Yeah, so they're so used to that. It's hard,
Yeah.
I think, for these guys not to look at that and say, what am I doing wrong?
The 2-2. And it's just a little bit in off the plate. And a full count for Chase. Yeah, I mean, there's so much information. I mean,
Yeah, you can't digest that in between pitches or anything like that. That's for the fans.
the 3-2. Hit hard to second. What a play by Weatherholt. That kid's a slick fielder. That ball was hit really hard, and he fielded it very smoothly.
Yeah, right off to the side, one hopper, and that thing goes up about shoulder height on the one hop.
2 gone for Jose Ramirez. How about Jose? He is now just outside the top 10 among home runs by switch hitters.
Yes, yeah, right.
He's in sole possession of 11th place now. And that's Utah. That's some pretty select company.
There's some excellent, some of the best switch hitters in the game.
We were looking at the names and like, wow.
The name Lance Berkman was the one that jumped out to me. Arch mentioned it, and I looked, and I said, yeah, he's up there. But there's some other names. What you guys said, Smith?
Reggie Smith.
Reggie Smith was up there, yes. Well, you know Eddie Murray and
Mickey Mantle, Chipper Jones.
Yeah, the big three.
And, Matt, that's the one. You said Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones, I believe, is third on that list. But it makes Jose the second third baseman now, which he appreciates.
The 2-1. Yanked foul. I don't remember exactly what place he was in. I was kind of surprised that your guy, Ted Simmons, was up there. He hit a lot for a switch hitting catcher.
But Teddy wasn't like he was like Jose, a line drive hitter
that hit home runs.
That could hit home runs. And when you're behind the plate and you're catching 150, and he started in this organization here in St. Louis, that's tough to do. But he was an excellent switch hitter. Hit for average, a little power, and drive them in. He was one of the premier catchers back in the 70s and on.
Yeah, Ted Simmons is 18th all time. Jose breaking out of a tie with Bernie Williams and Bobby Bonilla. That's just
two
outside.
Really good switch hitters.
Now Ruben Sierra is just ahead of him for the top 10.
He'll be catching him in a couple of weeks if he starts warming up, which he is.
3-2 pitch and a good one from McGreevy. A changeup
inside.
Wow, and a 3-2 pitch. Gets his second strikeout, and the Guardians go 1-2-3. Cleveland Guardians baseball is brought to you by Levin Furniture and Mattress, your mattress headquarters. Now this is the ball field up on the hill, just about 6 miles due west of Busch Stadium. And this is the ball field where Joe Garagiola and Yogi Berra grew up playing on.
Got a little hill up there in left field.
Yeah, I told you the dimensions looked a little bit like Fenway.
Yeah,
short left, big right field. Thomas Saggese leads off for St. Louis, and he takes a fastball for strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Just a little bit outside. Man, that's a tough pitch to take when you're down 0-2, but it's just amazing how good Major League hitters'
their
eyes are.
Yeah.
Now back to even at 2-2. You know, we're talking at the top of the show about Joe Garagiola and Yogi Berra growing up directly across the street from each other here in St. Louis in the Little Italy section known as the Hill on Elizabeth Street. Swing and a miss. He goes up the ladder and strikes him out. One of the really interesting aspects of that story, though, is as they got to high school age and they kind of got on the radar, Garagiola was the guy that the scouts really wanted. And the Cardinals quickly offered him a contract. And, hey, we want to sign you. And Yogi, they were like, yeah, they offered him like a couple of bucks.
And he had 10 World Series and a 14 appearance in the World Series.
And
doesn't see it.
Angel Martinez found it, though.
Yes, he did. That away. You put your arms out.
That's that twilight, right?
Yes, and Quan came all the way over to help him out, but then he picked it back up. You have to stay with it because this time is, the sky. It's been overcast.
He was pointing to Rocchio. Thank you for talking me through it.
Yes.
Rocchio was guiding him to it.
Yes, that's what you do. Infielders come and point like it's coming your way. The other outfielder will come over to help you out, but right now with the clouds, it's easy to lose that ball for a little bit.
Oh, that is hammered. J.J. Weatherholt, deep right field, and we are tied again. His second home run on the year. He was called out on strikes his first time up. We talked about it You know, Arch, after that at bat, we said, he's taken more pitches than any major league rookie so far this year. Maybe gathering information. He didn't wait around long this time.
No, there's 92 on the inside part of the plate, and he let it go. We're going for the game of 2-out home runs.
Ivan Herrera, a roller to short, scooped up by Rocchio on the backhand, and the inning is over. 3 complete from Bush. Tied at 2. So, going back to that story, so Joe Garagiola gets offered a $500 signing bonus to sign with the Cardinals out of high school. And the Cardinals, after this tryout, offered Yogi a contract too, but no bonus. And Yogi said, that Italian pride. He's like, no, I need a $500 bonus too. And they said, no, I can't do that. So then the Cardinals branch Ricky came back and said, how about a $250 bonus? He said, nope, I need a $500 bonus or I'm not signing. So he tried out for the St. Louis Browns, another hometown team, right? They said, we'll offer you a contract, but no bonus. He said, not going to do it. So his American Legion coach was friends with the guy who was running the Yankees farm system. And he wrote him a letter saying, hey, I got this kid, Yogi Berra. He'll sign. You just got to give him $500 to sign for the bonus.
Right.
He doesn't care what you pay him after that. And the Yankees said, done. And the rest is history.
Paid off a little bit, didn't it?
10 world championships.
$500. That was well spent.
Well, wasn't it ever? Kyle Manzardo popped up on the infield first time up. It's a game of home run derby tonight. Guardians with solo homers from Jose Ramirez and Daniel Schneemann. And Ivan Herrera and J.J. Weatherholt with solo homers for the Cardinals. Manzardo on this road trip hit his first home run in Atlanta, and I mean to tell you, it was absolutely destroyed. 400 and close to 50 feet, I think it was. 454, the tail of the tape on that ball down in Atlanta. Here now is the 3-2 pitch. In the air, right center. Scott going back. The center fielder got fooled. He lost track of it, and it hit near the base of the wall. Wow. And into second base goes Manzardo with a stand-up double. He must have lost it.
He did. I didn't. He just said I didn't see it, and that's exact. This is his home park. So we saw it. Martinez do it in left. Now you go over to right center field. Watch him towards the end. He's looking for it. He's looking for it. You don't see him put his arms up. He's looking at the right fielder. And by the time he looked back, that ball carried over his head and hit the base of the wall. See, he's looking for help, but he never let him know. Not that he could have caught it.
You wonder if Walker saw it.
Well, that's a gift double.
Uh-oh, there's the ball to short. Man, Manzardo just took off for third, and he was probably right in the throwing lane of Mason Wynn, so he didn't really have a shot to throw him out. So you get to third with one down and a chance to regain the lead.
And you know, you're not going to take a chance with that throw to make an error, you know, and it's, I mean, he gets over there once you start, and you're right, he's going to be in the lane. So just take the sure out.
Angel Martinez. Cardinals late, but they bring the infield in, and he fouls it back. They were charging in just as McGreevy was delivering the pitch.
Somebody might have been late at telling him to get in there. Yeah, you're certainly going to try to cut off the run at the plate with Manzardo running.
To third, they're going to come home with the throw, and they got him easily. 2-0. I was just going to say to you, Arch, I don't think this is a situation where you go on contact, you maybe make it go through just because Kyle's not the fastest guy on the club.
Yeah, but you know what? They were going on contact, and you don't disagree. Schneemann was the on-deck hitter. He hit a home run in his first at-bat, but Martinez was just trying to put the ball in play, which he did, but it was right at the third baseman.
So 2 down, a runner at first. And McGreevy with his 70th pitch of the night is up and in, ball 1.
Nice little cutter. Well, maybe I'll pick him up here.
Got his first home run of the year in the second inning. Tied for third in the American League with 6 doubles already.
He made a beautiful play in center field last night. I bet he's happy he's on the infield now with 2 outfielders already losing the ball in this sky.
Good point.
We haven't seen him in the infield for a while.
Victor Scott still shaking his head.
That's a bad feeling when you're an outfielder and you lose the ball and you just can't pick it up. You can't catch what you can't see.
This was back in the second.
Nice fastball he got and a good swing that he put on it. Picked up his own bat. Yeah, you hit the fastball out of the park your last at bat, you're going to get a lot of cutters and changeups.
That twilight issue for outfielders that we were talking about, it's just on a clear night, and it's just as the sun has kind of gone down, the ball just blends in with the sky, right?
It's great up there. I mean, it was, you know, it was sort of an overcast day. And even though the lights, if it gets above the lights, it's tough to see. And then you got to catch it on the way down. Look at him. He's going to look over at the right fielder. He doesn't see it, but he doesn't tell him. You got to communicate out there. I didn't see it.
But it's a finite amount of time. It's a pretty short window, right? Runner goes.
Yeah.
And the throw is way in front of the bag. That's a heck of a, it's ball 4 anyway, but that ball hit the grass. It didn't even make it to the dirt. Herrera's one of those guys, kind of a bat first type catcher.
Right.
But,
well, that's McGreevy's first walk.
The thing about that, when it's ball 4, now you don't maybe hear that as a catcher, but he launches that into the outfield. It's a live ball.
Yeah, it's in play.
Wandale could have kept on going if the throw would have really gone haywire. Cardinals bullpen starts to stir a little bit. Nobody throwing yet. Watch how short of the mark this throw ends up, though.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do. You knock it down as an infielder.
Well, you know, Sandy Alomar just took note of that throw, though.
Now Bo Naylor, the batter, he blistered one into right field his first time up. Yeah, you've got good speed on the bases, but there are 2 down.
It's only the 3rd walk from McGreevy on the year in his 23rd innings.
And that's in there for a strike.
Bo hit the breaking ball his first time up. He did him a favor, so he comes right back with a fastball.
That's off the dish. In the air, center field, well hit. Back goes Victor Scott onto the track, makes the catch just shy of the wall. And a big fly bid comes up short for Bo Naylor. Guardians strand a pair. We're tied at 2, middle of the 4th.
There's still time to become a Guardians' 10th teammate for the 26th season. Memberships start with just 20 games and feature the best seats at the lowest prices. Members also get exclusive events and pre-sales, flexible exchange policy, and more. CLEGuardians.com.
Alec Burleson bangs one through the hole on the left side of the infield, and the Cardinals get their leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight. First hit that hasn't been a home run. Hyundai in the driver's seat. Jordan Walker joining a short list of
That's a muscle man.
Cardinal power hitters.
Yes, indeed.
Jordan Walker way out in front of a first pitch changeup.
Well, you can see that time he was looking for the fastball and got the changeup. Then a curveball to follow the changeup.
Bounced in front, and Bo with a good block. I think what has to be encouraging for the Cardinals with Jordan Walker's early season power is that he's hit the ball to all fields in terms of the home runs.
Right.
It's not like, well, he's just pulling them down the line or he's just hitting them the other way. He's going almost gap to gap with where the ball has gone out of the yard.
Well, that's what I'm saying about this young man. He's so strong. He can go to any part of the field. You know, we know if he can stay back on the breaking ball and it's out away, he can go to right field, straight away center. The day before we came in, he hit one up on the grass out there.
He's going to challenge our first challenge of the night. ABS powered by T-Mobile. It's either strike three or he's still alive. Oh, they got him by a whisker. Look at that ball. Just clipped the edge of the outside corner. And so the Cardinals are down a challenge. They have one remaining. So with one out, here is Ramon Urias, who walked his first time up, and that's ball one. One walk for Cantillo. He has struck out 4. Double play ball. And Schneemann takes care of it, ending the inning. So how about Joey Cantillo? Very efficient. 52 pitches through 4 innings of play. And we are tied at 2. 2-2. And the top of the 5th inning will feature Brian Rocchio, then the top of the order. Line drive.
Oh,
Are you kidding me? Oh, J.J. Weatherholt just went up the ladder and stole one from Brian Rocchio, who cannot believe it.
Well, you can't hit it any better than he did right there. I mean, the timing of that jump was just perfect. And he goes as high as he could, and he takes a base hit away. What a nice play. You can't get much higher than that. Look, right up into the top of the glove and pulled it down. Looked like a little snow cone.
I told you he's from Mars. What do you expect?
That's right. I believe he is now, the real Mars.
But he had to get out of Mars to get drafted. Arch, no one drafted him out of high school, and in 3 years he went to the top 10 of the draft.
It's because he went to WVU.
You just don't hear that story very often. You know, the guys that are drafted in the first round usually were drafted out of high school, even if it was late in the draft. You talk about a late bloomer.
On the ground, Kwan sends it to short. Mason Wynn with that strong arm throws him out, 2 down. And a word now from Cleveland Clinic.
When you make complexities your specialties, you redefine what's possible. For every care in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
Now the guy from West Virginia that they couldn't even keep him in his home state.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, WVU couldn't.
You never know it when you go to a game at Progressive Field.
He'll be getting back there on Thursday.
Chase DeLauder fouls it back.
You wanted that one, Arch.
Yeah, he took a healthy cut and just fouled it back. Nice cut.
Chase DeLauder was lured away from his home state just over the border into Virginia, where he played at James Madison.
Nice curveball there. Wraps around the outside part.
Chase is fly to left, grounded to second. Now the 2-2. Punched into left. And right into the waiting glove of Thomas Sajasi. Halfway through, tied at 2 in St. Louis.
Well, the Houston Astros come to town for a 3-game series starting April 20th. You can pick up Family Value Pack benefiting Cleveland Clinic's Children's and get 4 game tickets plus $40 of loaded value to spend on merchandise and concessions, all for just $99. Go to CLEGuardians.com.
Joey Cantillo has been very good, very efficient. A couple of double plays, 2 solo home runs, accounting for the Cardinals' 2 runs. And the Guardians also with 2 solo homers. Now here in the bottom of the 5th, Mason Wynn, Joel Pozo, and Thomas Sajasi. Wynn struck out as part of a strike him out, throw him out double play in the 2nd.
Yeah, he took a fastball right down the middle on a 3-2 pitch. They started the runner.
And that ended his stretch of 6 straight times reaching.
Right, and he had walked a couple times last night as well. Was it 2 or 3 times?
Three walks and a double last night. And the 2-2. He goes the other way, but it's foul. Right back up the middle and through. So the 4th hit of the night for St. Louis, and they get their leadoff man aboard for the 2nd inning in a row.
Well, he did a nice job of following that pitch up, but that's a low heater away. He didn't take it this time. He goes right back up the middle.
Kind of an awkward-looking
Yeah,
throw
it looked like he didn't
first.
even want to throw to first base, and it brought Manzardo off the bag. He wasn't going anywhere.
This is either the greatest story I've ever heard or pure mythology. But the story goes that Joel Pozo's grandfather, Rafael, taught him how to hit back in Venezuela by throwing black beans to him and then making it harder by doing it at night.
I don't think you could say.
That sounds like Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars.
He's got a good eye then. He didn't throw that one over with much on it either, Arch. That's kind of weird. Both of them have been on.
Well, I don't know if he's just keeping an eye on him. He has 2 stolen bases, hasn't been caught, but you got 2 strikes now. You want to bear down on this hitter, get a ground ball, or throw a black bean. Hope he fouls it off.
About to say, did he have some kind of vision glasses or something going to hit those?
Trust the
Threw some
force,
at night.
Luke.
Trust.
I want to tell you, I want to see who wrote that information.
Have to do some digging. There goes the runner. No, he stopped. He took about 2 strides. I don't know if he stumbled or if it was just a bluff move.
Well, that's not bad. If you're going to go and you don't get a jump, you stop, because it's a 1-2 count. And you could see where Schneemann gave up ground just so he could get to the bag, but he certainly held up. There's your play.
Schneemann goes to second. There's one. Rocchio rips it over to first, and they turn the double play.
What, the 3rd double play of the night.
You know, Rick, it's got to be sometimes difficult to be patient when you're turning a double play, but there's one that required it.
Yeah, and you know who was running. You got Pozo out there running, and you had plenty of time. As Wynn gets down to second base quickly, that was the first throw you had to get on time. The 3rd double play. 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and now 1 in the 5th.
Yeah, just because of the way they were positioned on the infield, Schneemann had to just wait an extra beat for Rocchio to get to the bag. But they turned it very well.
They've turned 15 double plays this year.
And again, it's worth repeating that, you know, when Arias went down, Rocchio, sure, he had taken ground balls at short, but he hadn't played mostly there. He played at second base. But man, he's made the transition so smoothly. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Well, he's been used to it his whole life.
I was just going to say, that's what he told me. He said, if anything, it's helped him, he feels.
Yeah.
Because of the timing and everything of being at second base for the, the first part of this season.
It's almost like moving back home.
Yes.
You know, you get over there, he's been doing a nice job at transitioning over at second base. He had the year there, and then all of a sudden you get back to your spot and you're thinking, this is where
this
I
is
like
easy,
it.
right?
It's like that comfortable bit.
Yes, indeed.
Here is Rocchio on display. Off balance throw on the money. And he nails the speedy Sajasi to retire the side. 5 complete from Busch Stadium in St. Louis, 2-2. Well, let's take a look at our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. Stan the Man, Stan Musial, 3-time MVP, 24 times an All-Star.
Yeah, named all of them. 7-time national batting title. Oh, man. And how about the 3,630 hits? 18-15 at home and 18-15 on the road. You want to talk about consistency? 331 career batting average. That's a statue outside this ballpark we drive past every day we come here. But you know, he used to play a harmonica too. I think Redbird plays one as well.
New pitcher for St. Louis.
Now, Arch, the question is, can you play one?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard the whistle. I know you got it in you.
That's for the Jay Giles band.
We're letting them know too much about you now.
George Soriano on for the 7th time this year. Michael McGreevy went 5 innings. Gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 2. Both runs coming on solo homers. George Soriano facing 3, 4, 5 hitters for Cleveland here in the 6th.
And in his last 2 appearances, he has retired 9
here.
straight batters.
That's going to go as a pitch clock violation on the pitcher. It looked like the catcher Herrera was going to try to go out, pull a fast one, and make a trip to the mound, but he was too late. So a 3-1 count now for Jose, and that's ball 4. So the leadoff man is aboard.
That's what you're looking for. Get that first man on.
He'll be moving fast, probably, Arch.
Well, we'll see what
think.
kind of move that Soriano has.
Here's one that maybe you didn't know. You talk about the Stan Musial, the awesome stat about the hits, home and road exactly the same. Stan the Man was born on November 21st, 1920. Exactly 49 years later to the day, in the same town of Denora, Pennsylvania, as Jose takes off, and he is in there safely.
Time to go, Art.
You got it. First pitch. Loved it.
Ken Griffey Jr. was born in Denora.
No kidding.
How many years did you say?
49 years later to the day.
Wow.
Denora, Pennsylvania.
That's unbelievable.
2 left-handed hitting, left-handed throwing outfielders. 2 of the very best to ever do it.
Yeah.
Born on the same day, 49 years apart in the same town. Are you kidding me?
That's scary. And Musial he was in the minor leagues, was a pitcher. And, you know, they put him in the outfield one day when he wasn't pitching because they liked his bat. He ended up diving for a ball, hurt his left shoulder, and never went back to pitching. So he had to maybe go to a hitter, become a hitter. Only got 3,630 hits.
Kyle Manzardo is swing and a miss. 1 down here in the 6th. That might have been Soriano's new gyro slider.
Oh, has he got one of those?
Uh-huh. And the early reports are it's just filthy. Because it kind of goes the opposite direction, right? Watch where this thing goes.
The back up? Oh, it's like a screwball?
Kind of goes down.
The other way.
Yeah.
So what's he, I wonder how he holds that.
He said, you know, you kind of mess around with it in spring training. You introduce it into, you know, low leverage situations. You just try to, you know, see how it feels.
Yeah.
So far, the returns are pretty positive.
I wonder if it's like a splitter.
Let's see.
Let's see with his hands.
Oh, that's a true slider.
But
it goes the other way.
Exactly.
How does that do that, though?
I don't know.
It's nasty, too. You don't see that from a right-hander.
I'm trying to think of. who we had that did that with their.
Bat broke in half. And the second baseman Weatherholt throws out Valera. Jose Ramirez moves to third, and now there are 2 down. I want to say it was Daisuke Matsuzaka maybe that introduced the gyro slider originally.
Yeah, the gyro slider. Oh man.
Oliver Marmol, the manager, Ollie, he said it's just a dirty pitch. Because to your point, Rick, as a hitter, when you see the spin, you're expecting it to come
to you
down and in as a left-handed hitter.
Right, right.
And it does just the exact opposite. So. Hard hit ball. First baseman Burleson has it. The flip. And Soriano beat him to the bag. And the side is retired. So the Guardians can't cash in on the leadoff walk. Still tied at 2.
MLB Plus is new for 26. You can stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe now.
Joey Cantillo back out here for the 6th inning. He's about to make his 70th pitch of the night. Bullpen quiet for Cleveland.
Yeah, the
Scott.
3 double plays have helped.
Line drive, another base hit. So that's 3 innings in a row now. The Cardinals have had their leadoff man aboard, but they can't stop hitting into double plays.
Right.
That's been their problem.
All 3 singles. Well, you're going to get a look at him. Here's the first one. To strike him out, throw him out, double play. That went back in the 3rd inning. And then a 4-3 double play, and then the nicely turned 4-6-3. Will be our defensive plays of the game by Progressive.
J.J. Weatherholt tied the game in the 3rd with his 2nd home run of the year. Popped high in the air, left side.
It's not a play.
And it will find the seats.
Go back into that 3rd inning. He got a fastball to his liking, and he turned on it. This young man looks like he's going to be a pretty good ball player. This is only the 2nd game we've watched him play, but he looks pretty impressive, both in the field and at the dish.
Manzardo goes to 2nd, back to 1st. No, sir.
Yeah.
Rocchio, he had a moving target, and he's like, you know, rather than take a chance and maybe throw it away, I'll just eat it.
Yeah, you can't do that. You don't want to give up an extra base. You got a tie game, and right there, Cantillo was late getting over. And Manzardo did a nice backhand. He has to come off, so he can't get back to the base. So it's all up to Cantillo if you're going to turn it. But he got a late start and wisely hold that baseball.
Discretion, the better part of valor, they say. Gets away. That just kind of scooped in there, and I'm not sure. That's one of those ones sometimes occasionally you see a catcher, he's not sure, am I going to block it or catch it? And it just, you react a little
And
too
that's
late.
what I want to see. Did he backhand or try to put a body in front of him? He went backhand with it. And a lot of times, if it doesn't go in there cleanly, it's going to deflect. You don't have a body or anything to keep it in front of you. So the backhand, it gets to the screen. It will be a wild pitch, but now he gets into scoring position.
And Ivan Herrera, the batter, with a homer in the 1st inning, grounded to short his last time up. And curveball misses high. Connor Brogdon getting ready in the bullpen. Swing and a miss.
Taking a hack at a 3-0. That was ball 4.
So here come the Cardinals now, 2 on, 1 out. And that's going to bring out the pitching coach, Carl Willis. And we'll get a word now from Levin Furniture and Mattress.
Where can you get the guaranteed lowest prices on the top mattress brands for life? Only one place, Levin.
Well, this is going to be his last hitter no matter what happens. Well, and you would like to get a ground ball. We got first and second, 1 out. You've got the big boy on deck. Walker.
Burleson caught in between. He went after it and chased the slider for strike 1.
That was a nice curveball.
Uh-oh, softly served center field. A diving attempt. Did Quan catch it? You bet he did. And it's a double play. They get out of the inning as the Gold Glover laid out completely and stole a hit and ended the inning. Oh, what sweet larceny in St. Louis. Two our score. It looked like it was going to be a night of home run derby the way we started out through the first 3 innings. Each team had hit 2 solo homers and the ball was really carrying. But since then, the Guardians' defense has been incredible. 4 double plays turned by the Guards' defense.
Boy, and it doesn't get any better than the last one turned because it looked like it was going to score him a run.
Ooh, that one got his attention.
He's trying to find the strike zone, and this guy has been tough in his career on lefties. He's appeared in at least 65 games in the last 2 years, so he's the guy that they count on to putting a 0 on the board.
And there's ball 4. So Schnee walks for the second time tonight. He's been aboard all 3 times. go back and look at Stephen Kwan's amazing double play one more time.
Please, this was outstanding. You see, he gets a good jump, and that left-hander comes in, and he puts the glove on the ground. And you can see the base runner didn't know what to do. He was caught in between. He never thought he was going to catch the ball. He gets the glove underneath, comes up. Schneemann acts like a first baseman on second. Out of the inning with the best double play of the night, and that's their 4th one.
We'll get a pinch hitter now for Bo Naylor as David Fry comes to the plate. And takes a strike. And there's a challenge coming from Ivan Herrera. What say you, ABS?
You got it.
It's 0-2 instead of 1-1.
So far, we would say we like ABS. I'm asking, do you guys like it so far?
I'm not there yet.
Okay, because so far, only 2 weeks. It may be slowing the game down a little bit. Games are about 4 minutes longer this year. They think it's because of ABS.
0-2. Double play ball. There's 1 and 2. So 2 down here in the 7th. I would say to you, and yes, it's way too early to make any definitive determination. My own opinion, I'm not ready to say yay or nay on it, but I think the too early, I guess the way I look at it is I'm starting to appreciate how good the umpires really are.
I agree with that.
And not that I haven't always, but I mean, this is really crystallizing it for me. And I'm not seeing any real benefit so far, Dre. I guess
100%.
Yeah, there are. Hey, are there a couple of cases where, it maybe changed the outcome of an at-bat? But
not as much as you would think.
No.
I don't see this as really going to be great for the game or help the game that much. That's just my own opinion. And it's too early.
I don't disagree with where you're going, because to me, if anything, it's made us all respect the umpires more than maybe what we did coming into this. Not that I disrespected them, but they're pretty darn good.
Well, I will say one thing. It puts all the pressure on them.
True.
Because now everybody expects them to be perfect and make every call. So they have more pressure on them, and, it's got to make them feel uncomfortable during the game.
And, yes, because I'm glad you said that, because I hear more fans now, he's screaming, tap your head. That was, that's become the thing now.
Well, that's what I said about us when we're sitting
doing
here. We think you should challenge. And it's like, what do we do?
We got some Uber drivers that I had to tap my head on because
I see you tapping your head on the bus on the way home.
We all are doing it.
3-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, and it gets by Wynn. He knocked it down a little bit. I think he got some weather on it, though it got by him quickly.
He was taken from a hit his last
he got robbed last at bat.
So he gets this one. He deserves this one. So he's been on tonight for the first time under the glove. Wynn couldn't get it. He wouldn't have been able to throw him out anyway.
Here's the last thing I want to say on the ABS. How many of the challenges have we seen where, it's the seam of the ball nicking the corner of the zone? So, if we're going to start splitting hairs like that,
you can't do that.
Then that just basically tells me the umpires are doing a good enough job.
Yeah. It's a little bit like when we went to the review on the slides. And remember that first couple of years, everybody was getting the replays on a guy sliding off the bag?
Yeah,
and we were like, that's not what you got this for.
Ground ball up the middle, but right behind the bag. Wynn was shading him that way, makes the play. And we are still deadlocked. Stretch time in St. Louis. No movement here. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Guardians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland Clinic called the bullpen. made here in the 7th inning for Sean Armstrong. Hey, Arch,
Yes.
history. Joey Cantillo, 11 consecutive starts, two runs less.
All right.
2 runs less. He ties Gaylord Perry, the last Cleveland pitcher to do that. And the only one that has a longer streak, Corey Kluber, who went 13 in a row 8 years ago.
Keep it rolling, baby.
And he went 6 innings.
And those are the first 2 home runs he's given up on the year. Not those 2 that he gave up.
Well, the good news is they kept him in the yard. Jordan Walker singles to center field, and that's just the way it's gone here. That's 4 straight innings that the leadoff man has singled for St. Louis.
I was going to bring that up when you talk about Cantillo. I'm glad he keeps that going, but I think, and just watching him walk down right now, when he went back up into the clubhouse, he wasn't that happy with the start. But that kind of tells you he's growing into a really good pitcher, because I don't think he feels like he had his best stuff.
Well, he got 4 double plays, and that helped him out.
Every time.
And I mean, you're right. When you get that leadoff man aboard, St. Louis has been very good this year in 1-run games. They're 4-0. Fry stayed in the game behind the dish.
Line to right, moving over and making the catch was George Valera for out number 1. What do you think he did well tonight, even though maybe didn't have his best stuff?
It was sort of weird, because it looked like early in the game they were sitting on his changeup, and he was getting the fastballs by him, but he had a changeup hit out of the ballpark and another fastball. But the double plays definitely helped him out, because he had base runners on early in the game, and they were able to take advantage of it. Strike him out, throw him out, a 4-3, a 4-6-3, and then the 8-4. Well, tonight the best friend was the double play ball for him. That's no doubt.
Swing and a miss by Mason Wynn. Three balls and a strike for Sean Armstrong as he tries to bear down against Mason Wynn. And that's back out of play.
I'm thinking they send him here.
I was just going to say, don't you feel like you're in that other dugout? How many times are we going to keep doing this?
You got to start your runner. You got to feel that this guy's going to put it in play. He thought the same thing last time with the left-hander on the mound. The guy didn't get a good jump, but he's been swinging the bat very well, and he's been on base 7 out of the last 8 times or so.
There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw it on to second. And did he come off the bag? No, he held onto it. Really nice job by Jordan Walker. Because that's a big man at 6'6". He could have slid into left field.
But you remember you talk about how hard those bases are? He grabbed that thing and did not let go.
Well, give him a stolen base. He gets the hand in and stays right
Look
on
at that, Arch. Look how he held on. That's hard to do.
There was a piece of pizza in that bag.
I'm hungry.
Well, they get their guy to second base. They stayed out of the double play. But that was the difference. They got to jump off the right-hander. They didn't get one off the left-hander.
Now Joel Pozo, he hit Armstrong. Sean recovers, grabs it, throws it, got him.
Did not panic.
Inning over. Nice job by Sean Armstrong. Hopefully he's okay. Not sure where that line drive clipped him. But he recovers in time, and we head to the 8th. Still tied at 2. Chase DeLauder will lead it on for Cleveland here. We're in the 8th inning. And Jojo Romero back out here for St. Louis. Just a scoreless 7th, though he did give up a walk and a hit. Chase trying to come up clutch here for the Guardians. That's outside. He did not go.
Yeah, he's been a lot of sliders right there, but he's not biting. Got the count in his favor now. See if he tries to throw him a fastball here.
To center. Scott is right there to grab it. One away.
He did not. He did not throw him a fastball. He went right back to that slider.
Bet 365 scores from around the league in the Central Division. Tigers in a close one beat the Royals 2-1. White Sox go looking for a win at home against Tampa, but they're down 6-3 in the 7th.
Yep.
And the Twins.
Yeah, they're rolling.
Another 6 runs.
They jumped the starter yesterday in 1 inning.
We've got a timeout for a pitching change. Ollie Marmol wants a different arm to face Jose Ramirez, who's coming up.
Wants to put him back to the other side of the plate.
Now back here in St. Louis, 2-2 our score.
This just happened right when they brought in Stanek. Hoskins ran out from the cages. He went to Manzardo. He knows he's on deck, and he went over everything he knows about Stanek. He says he's quick to the plate, have your hands ready. Those are the little things that veterans can do, Arch, that everybody doesn't see. But he made sure he came out to talk to Manzardo about the things he knows, the things he has in his notebook about this pitcher.
Yeah, share the information.
Now, nobody's saying anything to Hosey. They just let him get his other helmet and let him go back up there.
Whew. He was ready for it, but that fastball at 97 miles an hour fouled back to the screen. That just shows you, even for an elite hitter like Jose, try to square up 97. It's not all that easy sometimes.
Stanek has always had a good arm. He can get it up there.
But when you watch that, Arch, I don't think of it as moving quick off the rubber, but that was the one thing that Hoskins kept saying. It jumps on you. He almost jumps out at you when he throws the ball.
You know, that's so hard to do, to pick it up. You just got to make sure you try and swing at strikes. Jose had his fastball to hit there, and then he comes back with a couple of breaking pitches. See what he does. 3-2 here.
Hit hard, right field, down the line, fair ball.
Slowed it down for him.
Walker cuts it off nicely, and Jose has to jam on the brakes.
But Jose gets his second hit. He's been on for the 3rd time, and take advantage of this situation. You got him on, and he may run. We'll see. He's been taken off early last week.
Yes.
He's just on a roll. He has what, 8 stolen bases now. Oh, there's no kick whatsoever.
Right up the middle and threw it into center field. There goes Jose off to the races. He's all the way to third base as Kyle Manzardo. He took that advice from Rhys Hoskins. He put it to work. And now the Guardians have runners at the corners and only 1 out.
You know, and the thing is, he didn't hit it hard, but they were playing him over in the hole, and they left a big hole up the middle. And you can see there's Wynn up the middle, and there's the second baseman, Weatherholt. And Jose gets to third base.
Well, we've been calling him unlucky for the last week. That's a lucky hit then, right? Oh, they weren't there.
It was placed beautifully.
Look at Hoskins.
Fastball strike to the outside corner. George Valera 0 for 3. Activated off the injured list today. Spent 8 games in Columbus where he hit .294. Robbed of a hit his first time up. He hit a scalding line drive right at the third baseman, Arias.
Now down 0-2. He's got a fight on his hands right now.
To third base, fair ball over the bag and down the line it goes. Go ahead run scores. On his way to third is Manzardo. He's in there safely. George Valera with an absolutely perfectly placed RBI double down the left field line. And the Guardians take the 3-2 lead.
Boy, oh boy, it couldn't have been done any better. I mean, he was waiting for that thing, and he just hits a one bouncer. It stays inside the bag and gets past Arias over there at third. Jose can cruise in. Nice double, and they will take the lead now. 3-2. Beautiful. Down in the count 0-2.
I want to get another look at that when we have a second.
Yeah, did Jose
because
almost
it
get hit?
almost looked like when he made contact, that ball hit in foul territory
Right.
first and then
Went
bounced
to fair.
into
It
fair.
could have been with it because he waited
So
so
late.
long. It was
Yeah.
late. It did have that kind of spin to it. It might have hopped back. But I know it went. It ended up in fair territory.
It looked like it was foul at first. Let's see.
Yeah,
Look at it.
it
Hit
hit
the
the
batter's
other
box.
batter's
It
box.
hit the right-hand batter's
Wow.
box on the chalk.
Look at
Look at
Jose
Jose's
looking in the
face, look at
dugout.
That is
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
See how late you can wait to hit a ball and it can still able to go down that,
That
line
is
fair.
amazing.
That was good eyes. I didn't see that at first time through.
So 3 straight hits off Ryan Stanek. And the Guardians have the lead, but now you really want to cash in.
Add on.
Angel Martinez with the infield in. Left field.
That'll work if he
Over
catches it.
toward the seats, so JC can't get to it. It's up into the seating area. And a long foul ball. Juan Brito running for George Valera at second base. Hit hard and fair down the right field line. That'll score Manzardo. Here comes Brito. Angel's digging for 2. He'll go in sliding with a big-time 2-run double, and that makes it a 3-run 8th for Cleveland.
There's
Boy,
some
oh boy.
clutch hitting going on in this inning.
Back-to-back, line-to-line, Arch.
Yeah, and here comes Martinez. He gets himself an RBI, and I mean, he turned on that ball. He slowed it down for him, and he had 298-mile-an-hour fastballs prior to that. Both runs scored easily. He goes sliding into second. That'll be his first. No, excuse me. That'll be his 4th double of the year, and give him an RBI, and that's clutch hitting.
That's now 13 hits for Angel in his last 7 games. And 4 consecutive hits. We always talk about what's the hardest thing to do now in baseball? What they just did. String together a rally with a lot of hits off the late inning relievers.
Yeah, well, St. Louis, from the 6th inning on, their pen has given up a lot of runs this year.
This is probably not one guy that they expected this to
Right.
happen to. Though.
This was their
Yeah.
their A team coming out tonight. Soriano, Romano, and now Stanek.
Daniel Schneemann, a homer and a couple of walks. And that's out of play. Boy, what a wild ball game. We had solo home run derby there for a while in the first 3 innings.
Yeah.
And then the pitching and defense really took over. And now all of a sudden here in the 8th inning, the Guardians with 4 straight hits after the first batter was retired. A liner foul off the first base side, cracked the bat, and Schnee will get a.
He's having some good swings up there, though.
Sure is. Get a word right here from Bet365.
Did you win?
Let's just say the next round of omelets is on me, fellas.
Bet $10, get $200 in bonus bets.
And Schnee with a good take down low.
And a long inning for Stanek. Look at the number of pitches in this at bat. That's 10.
Now Sheeman with a fly ball to right field. Back goes Walker. Still going back. He reaches up and snares it. Tagging up and getting to third is Angel Martinez. And now there are 2 down. Boy, Walker had to make a twisting play to haul that one in.
Yeah, he ended up backpedaling. You know, a little awkward. He had that ball over the other shoulder and had to turn the other way. But they've got out number 2 now.
And Fry, a big swing and a miss. David Fry came on as a pinch hitter, banged into a double play in the 7th. Good slider, man. It's 0-2. Way outside. Ooh. Well, that certainly got his attention.
Yeah, that's one you don't want to see now. Should be at least a 30 pitch inning here.
And a ground ball to short. Mason Wynn throws him out. But the Cleveland Guardians offense erupts here in the 8th inning. Jose, Manzo, Valera, and Angel Martinez. They account for 3 runs, and the Guardians lead 5-2.
Well, watch the game in style in the KeyBank North Coast Social. Terrace boxes overlook the left field line and include access to upscale dining and a premium bar. You can book your KeyBank North Coast Social experience at premium.cleguardians.com.
Eric Sabrowski facing Thomas Sajaci here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Joey Cantillo went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. Sean Armstrong a scoreless 7th. And now Sabrowski here in the 8th. Thomas Sajaci, then Victor Scott in the top of the order. Well, it looks like we've got a pinch hitter on deck. Jose Fermin was originally scheduled to start this game, but was a late scratch. But he's available off the bench. And that's fouled right back.
I know there's only so many numbers you can give out, but when I see a Cardinals 25, I'm used to it looking a little bigger, Art.
Big Mac?
Yeah, it just looks different. It's on a smaller guy.
I'll say.
From the view I have, just looks different. You'd think that would be a number that wouldn't be given out very often here.
Defensively now for the Guardians, Stephen Kwan goes from center to left. Schnee from second to center. Brito now is your second baseman, and Angel Martinez over and right. Out of play. Really good at bat for Sajaci against a very tough left-hander in Eric Sabrowski. Swing and a miss. He tied him up. They gave him no swinging room with that fastball. And Sabrowski strikes him out, 1 down.
I mean, just watch this thing. It's got to run in on the hands, and he did not give him any swinging room whatsoever. That thing just kept bearing in on him, in off the plate, and he got him to swing at a ball. 1 out.
Jose Fermin with the pinch hit appearance here. Fastball finds the mark. Bullseye again, full count. Sabrowski pitching in his 10th game on the year. This is game number 18 for the ball club. Lost him ball 4. Now lefty-lefty matchup as J.J. Weatherholt is coming up. Sabrowski with 13 strikeouts in 8 1/3 innings of work.
Yeah, he's been coming out, pounding the strike zone.
That's just his 3rd walk allowed.
Yeah, just an occasional walk right there. Almost came back from 3-0.
Lifted pretty well deep left field. Back is Quan on the track at the wall, and it is gone. J.J. Weatherholt having himself quite a night. His 2nd homer. He's driven in 3, and now it's a 1-run game.
I'm going to tell you something. That swing right there, lefty off lefty, going the other way, and had to carry to left field. That's impressive.
The Mountaineer kid does it again for the Cardinals.
Holy smokes, that was a really nice swing. He goes right there, fastball down out over the plate. He didn't try to pull it. Boy, when you earn that one, and if you're a relief pitcher, you always say, okay, if you're going to hit one off me, you're going to have to take it the other way. Well, he certainly did that. He brings them back to within one. Now 5-4.
Bouncing ball. Manzardo. He'll hustle himself.
Boy, get over there.
2 down. And Burleson leans back. That time the curveball finds its
He's
mark.
challenging. He's got the top of his helmet. He thought that was inside. And he's right.
Oh, nice curveball. That's the dewdrop in right there. You like that kind.
Yeah. Well, 3-0 pitch. You know, he made a perfect pitch. He's sitting, he's looking for something straight that he can put a better swing on.
Out of play. Swing and a miss. Zabrowski strikes him out to end the inning. But we've still got ourselves a ball game here in St. Louis. The Cardinals have closed it within 1 as we head to the 9th.
Well, Guardians summer camps presented by Union Home Mortgage are back with over 16 baseball and softball camps across Northeast Ohio. It's designed for kids 6 to 14. Camps will feature high-quality baseball and softball instruction, fun competitions, quality coaching, and more. Space is limited, so register today. CLEguardians.com/summercamps.
Nathan Church takes over in center field defensively for the Cardinals. And the new pitcher is right-hander Matt Swanson. Brian Rocchio, 1 for 3 on the night, takes a strike. It's 1-1. Ripped foul. And Rocchio caught looking. 1 down.
This had a little comeback to it. Started that front hip, and you see the movement of that 96-mile-an-hour front door sinker.
Stephen Kwan takes a strike. And a bouncing ball to the first baseman. Burleson takes it himself, 2 down. Chase DeLauder is the batter. He's 0 for 4 tonight. All the way to the backstop. Should the score stay the same, bottom of the ninth, 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Cardinals. That means Jordan Walker, Major League leader in home runs, will lead it off. Cade Smith up and ready in the Guardians bullpen. A little low.
Yeah, he's hit the ball 3 times in the air tonight, twice to left, once to center, a ground ball to second. But he's had a couple of good rips that he's fouled off some pitches tonight. Didn't quite square him up.
Slicing down the line and out of play. That one knocked him back a little bit. And a full count for Chase. Hit hard and just foul up the first base line. Well, we'll come back and try again.
Able to turn on it. It did miss by about a foot or so. He hit a couple balls down the line tonight.
That short swing and the quick hands, he can get to balls that are in off the plate. And he takes ball 4 for the moment. Let's see. It's a challenge by Ivan Herrera. Oh my, caught the top of the zone. And a good challenge by Herrera ends the inning and denies Jose Ramirez a chance to bat. Cade Smith trying to nail it down for the Guardians. They lead by 1, bottom of the ninth. Big matchup with Jordan Walker coming up next. Down to this, bottom of the ninth inning. And these are the matchups that you pay good money to see. Cade Smith, the closer. Jordan Walker, the Major League leader in homers, entering today with 8 of them. And he took a big, healthy cut at a first pitch breaking ball, shaking his head.
He likes to hit that breaking ball. If you leave it up, he can certainly do that.
High pop-up. On the infield, Rocchio calls for it, the shortstop. Has it for out number 1. And now we'll get a pinch hitter as Nolan Gorman will bat for Ramon Urias. Swing and a miss. In the air to center field. Daniel Schneemann moving over towards Stephen Kwan, and Schnee hauls it in, 2 down. And so Mason Wynn is the last hope for the Cardinals as Cade Smith tries to nail it down. That's up and in.
Win 1 for 3 tonight. Struck out in his first and his third at bat. Singled. Lead off the 5th. And they got him in a double play after that.
At the knees, the fastball in there, and it's 2-2. Back out of play. And the 3-2 hit on the ground to second. Burrito has it go through him. And the Cardinals are still alive on the error by the second baseman. Second error this year by the rookie on a ball hit right at him. And it's very similar to the last error he had, Rick. It just went right through him.
Yeah, this one, it was hit hard, but right at him. Here you go, one, the second hop, and he just couldn't field it cleanly. He let that ball track deep on him instead of getting the glove out in front. So they are still alive with the tying run on first base.
That goes to the backstop, and now the tying run is in scoring position.
Well, this one, that slider, he just spikes it out in front of home plate. Nothing you could do there. Try to knock it down, but he moves up 90 feet. Now as an infielder, you got to knock everything down that's going to be hit at you, or if you got to go to your left or right.
And the 2-0. Pozo with a line drive base hit right center field. That'll tie the game. It goes all the way to the wall. He's into second base now with a winning run.
Oh boy. That's a pretty good job of hitting right there, staying on it, plugging the gap in right center field to get himself into scoring position. That is his first double. And that, boy, did that error and that wild pitch hurt. We have a new ball game.
Boy, isn't it something? You play all that great defense.
Yeah, 4 double plays in the ball game, and with 2 outs, you make a costly error.
And then compounded by the wild pitch, as you said. The 0-1 fouled back. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. But the damage done. We've got extra innings in St. Louis. Tied at 5. For St. Louis. 9th appearance on the year. He is yet to allow a run. Well, he gave up 1 run, but it was unearned, so nothing on the ERA column. He has not walked a batter and has struck out 8. Chase DeLauder is your runner at second base. And Jose Ramirez lifts it in the air to center field.
Don't think he's going to do it.
DeLauder tags and he'll hold. Up comes Kyle Manzardo. He has 2 hits on the night, a double, a single, and a run scored. Out of play. And Manzo with a good take.
Well, sit on a good pitch right here. 3-1 count.
He goes at him at 98 miles an hour, and it's a 3-2 count. Kyle Manzardo grew up in Idaho. Riley O'Brien went to college there. The 3-2. Oh, he got him down and in with a nasty slider and strikes him out. 2 away.
Yeah, caught in between. This is a good slider. Nasty spin to it. He took the fastball inside, but then couldn't check his swing. Probably had a tough time picking up that spin, but that will be out number 2.
An opportunity for redemption now as Juan Brito strides to the plate, his only at bat. Came on as a pinch runner in the 8th. And then committed the costly error in the bottom of the 9th. It's 0-2. Guardians have been so good in extra innings because usually they're able to execute to get a run home, and then a lot of times it leads to multiple runs. Well, this one gets away, and over to third is Chase DeLauder on the wild pitch. But if you don't score here, then the Cardinals have the opportunity to just try to bunt that ghost run over to third, take a couple shots at getting him home. And the 2-2.
Yeah, you're that road team. You come in there, you try and take advantage. You'd like to score 2, you know, to take it away, and that's hard to do, but we've seen them do it in the past.
Cardinals already 3-0 in extra inning games this year. He almost chased, but he didn't go. Just the second extra inning affair for Cleveland.
Well, you had a feeling he'd go down and in with that slider to the left-handers after you saw what Manzardo did. It was tough to pick up the spin, and it was awfully close.
He'll probably try to test his patience again here. And Brito yanks it over the top of the Cardinal dugout. Riley O'Brien with a 2-out 3-2 pitch. And Brito with a bouncing ball to first. Smothered by Burleson. Flips it over to O'Brien. And the Guardians do not score. And so now St. Louis with a chance to win it in the bottom of the 10th.
1, 2, 3.
Calling all baseball and softball players. Guardians Youth Summer Camps presented by Union Home Mortgage are back. These camps focus on baseball and softball fundamentals for kids ages 6 through 14. All campers will get a major league experience, complete with a uniform, a meet and greet with a current or former Guards player, and tickets to a Guardians game. Learn more and register today at cleguardians.com/camps.
You can hear the choir here at Progressive Field as they sing the songs of Jose, 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 Jose.
I love when the good news coming.
Jose Ramirez making his major league debut as a starter.
There aren't many guys you can say this about, but Jose Ramirez himself is worth the price of admission. When your best player plays the game harder and smarter than anybody else in baseball, you get yourself the ultimate leader, and that's what Jose Ramirez is. Folks, you need to relish this guy. You may never see anyone like him again. Well, you're out of adjectives to describe this guy. One of the greatest players in the history of Cleveland baseball.
Tied at 5, bottom of the 10th. And it's up to Tim Herron to try and pull the rabbit out of the hat because the Cardinals have it set up. They had to get him over and get him in, and they're a winner. So all the pressure is on Herron first to throw strikes and on the defense to try and do something spectacular perhaps.
Yeah, you'll see they're pinched in at the corners.
Nathan
Jose.
Church, the batter. Oh, it goes to the backstop.
Boy, another
all
wild
the way to
pitch.
third base. Goes the winning run now.
They did that last inning to put him in scoring position. Took advantage of it. Well, the ghost runner just on the very first pitch gets to the third base. They don't even have to try to bunt him now. They get free rein. They get 3 shots at it.
Ball looked like it hit in front of the right-handed batter's box. So the infield is in, and Church trying to win it for St. Louis. And there's the ball to right field. Martinez will gather. He will throw. Here comes the winning run, and he is safe as the ball rolls 3, and the Cardinals win it.
Martinez out in right field. They're going to tag up. They're not going to waste it. Here comes it. Looks like he might have kicked it. Fry had to go out front, a little offline on the throw. Never had control of the ball. You're going to see the slide by. Oh yeah, he just never got it rolled under the glove. So he comes around, puts his hand on top of home plate, and the sacrifice fly will win it. But a sloppy 9th inning and 10th inning for the Guardians, and there's not much more you could say about that.
They were 1 out away from nailing it down, but the error and then the RBI double tied it up, and then St. Louis wins it with a run in the bottom of the 10th. So a disappointing end to what was a really well-played game for Cleveland right up until 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
But that's why you have to get 27 outs.
That's true. Opportunity was there, but they gift wrapped it.
Series finale comes your way tomorrow. It'll be a 1 o'clock start time here in St. Louis. We'll be here to bring it to you. Right now, stay tuned for Guardians postgame. Straight ahead.